Alright, once again, it's time for The Last Time On. Which, yes. I sure did move around Pokemon in their boxes. Again, this is actually super helpful information, and I'm glad they provide it. Just, not the most action-packed recap.
Mm-hmm. I also like the game remembering that you just stood in the middle of the Pokemon Center and stared at the door.
Gotta just stand there, save, and then, I don't know, go into cryo sleep until the next episode or whatever. That's that. We now resume in Fuchsia City. So today, it's time to head south to the beach. So, Route 19. I hope you're ready for swimmers, because that's just about all we're going to encounter, with like a few exceptions, like maybe 2 or 3 at most.
Seeing that design just reminded me the swimmer in Pokemon Adventures is kind of inexplicable. I don't know what his verbal tics were in Japanese, but in the Viz English release, they made him talk like Yoda.
Why?
I don't know! I mean, I remember he talked really, really weird. It might not have actually been, like Yoda. It's been a while since I actually read Pokemon Adventures, but I remember him just talking in an incredibly strange style for some reason.
That sure is a decision for people who just want to take a swim.
I mean, there's only one swimmer. I forget his name. But, it's not like if you swim too much, you start talking like that. There's not radiation in the ocean.
Saltwater just does this to you. Also, God, mid-diving positions are just so weird to look at. Now that I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a weird pose. I'm Reese, and I'm gonna swan dive into your soul. Here's a Goldeen.
Here I come.
But yeah, the Route 19 and whatever routes follow this, because this is one of those more than one route sections. It's kind of just this for a bit. Pokemon's never been great with water sections, and so I want that. That's just the fucking 2 to 5 attack bug type one, which
we beat the psychic
advantage
gym.
Bug. Yeah, it's a little late for it. Cool that it's bug type. It's one of the few actually typed moves that do 2 to 5 hits, but still, it's not great. Also, 14's a weird damage value.
I prefer Twin Needle because it's a bit stronger, it always hits twice, and it can also poison.
Yep, oh god, that's so good. I forget if that's this gen, though.
I think it's in this gen. I remember trying to train a Beedrill to fight Sabrina because it learned Twin Needle sooner than Butterfree learned Silver Wind.
Oh, actually, it's been there since the beginning, so yeah. Shows how much I use bug types, then.
If you use the bug type, you certainly weren't going to be using Beedrill. Also, are you okay, sir? Tony? You doing okay?
Yeah.
I forget, isn't Twister Dragon type for some reason?
I believe so, yes. It's a Dragon type move. So, good against other dragons, I guess. Not good against Perry.
I wonder if that makes more sense with the Tony!
Oh no!
That's what he said before the fight, too.
Just dramatically looking out to the sea. Sad song plays in the back.
I was gonna say, I wonder if the Twister's name in Japanese explains why it's Dragon type. Also, level 8?
Yeah. So if you want to use a tentacle, good luck. I'm pretty sure they come at higher levels in certain areas.
I think you can catch them in other routes too, or maybe that's just in Let's Go.
You can definitely catch them in a lot of areas. You can also catch them fishing, I believe. You know, providing you're not using the old rod.
Just clarify, I meant in earlier routes.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's going to show up in later routes.
Oh my god.
I remember when Sypha did that in Castlevania.
Shelter's just silently humming Bloody Tears in hopes that he's that cool, but no, he is not.
God. So the goriness fit Castlevania, but...
would not fit Pokemon. This isn't one of those hacks.
I feel like I could only tolerate that for like one gory instance.
Mm-hmm.
And every other situation would just be, okay, stop it. Knock it off.
Please. Oh no!
Help!
Yeah, you do have to fish, or, you know, just ride the waves, it's also fine, but yeah. He mentions diving at the start, and like, you're in the right gen, my dude, but, wrong game. Ah, Douglas, hello.
It's weird how many HMs were just like only around for a generation.
Yeah, I mean, given the way they worked, it's kind of annoying to have a million of them.
Yeah. Remember Demist or whatever it was?
I was literally about to say that if you hadn't brought that up as, like, the most egregious HM, I think, out of all of them. Like,
oh, yeah.
It's kind of similar to Flash, but they'd already made that mistake in Gen 1, and, you know, it's understandable that they might not have, you know, done it right the first time, but to make the same mistake a second time in Gen 4...
Yeah, how many gens is Waterfall and HM in?
Ooh, boy,
Because I feel like that was only Gen 3 as well, right?
Was it Gen 2 as well?
It definitely wasn't Gen 1, and I think it stopped before Let's Go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Waterfall, Whirlpool. It's an HM, right?
Oh my god, Whirlpool. Why are so many of them around water?
I know. They tried to make water travel more interesting, which I guess I get considering my complaints about Route 19 thus far, but still. Like, nowadays, that would actually be a good idea.
Yeah.
I feel like in general, if like the ride Pokemon are good, but I feel like if they just said that like any Pokemon can use an HM like field ability without actually having to have it in their moveset, that would be rad.
Right, like you need a rideable water Pokemon for this route.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter which one, then you don't need to teach them a certain thing.
No, they'll just know all the HMs that you've learned thus far.
Okay.
That would be neat. Like, considering how easy it is to train Pokemon nowadays, I think it makes sense. You could actually have a very strong water-type Pokemon and not bog it down with a million HMs.
Mm-hmm.
Or just have to have a water-type to put all the HMs on. In this game, I'm fine giving my Blastoise Surf, because Surf's a good move. But God, Waterfall is not. 120 Pokebucks. That's the other reason I don't like fighting swimmers constantly, is just, like, it's a little repetitive in terms of what Pokemon they have, but mostly it's just, you get no money for this route.
Where are they supposed to keep it? Come on.
Yeah, that is the point of their sprite and the money value attached to them, but still. They do at least have a bit of a mix-up here with a double battle. Eevee Mame will still destroy them, however.
Also, I feel like the dialogue is even more repetitive than normal.
Yeah, it's all just ocean gimmicks.
Hey, swimming! Swimming! Swim, swim, swimming, swim! Swim!
Here I go swimming again.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Yeah, even this one's a little bit different. It's, hey, don't bully my brother.
Because they wrote this 2 gens later.
Yep. Ah, well, aren't they nice? Anyway, here's just a big group of swimmers. Oh, swimmer Axel. I feel like you're in the wrong profession, my dude. Or Axley.
No, it's definitely pronounced Axel. Make sure you've got it memorized.
Wait, hold up a sec. Hold up. Hold up.
Get how you use dig.
I mean, I would say it's a dive, but, like, that is already a move. Or at least it will be if it wasn't already.
And you can, like, just use that on land, right?
Yeah.
Or dig and dive, just the same move.
Yeah, the only difference is typings, but then you have to wonder how they work location-based. Should be like secret power. It just changes depending on where you are. When you're in a building, it's just called vandalism.
I think the Tentacruel episode of the Pokemon anime was the first one I watched.
That's the one with the giant tentacle, right?
Yes, the one that they weren't allowed to air after September of 2001.
Yeah.
Even though that shot is in the fucking opening.
Yeah. Well, they somehow missed the opening. You know, the thing that plays every time. They're not paying attention, though.
Yeah, but I got it on VHS, so screw you, United States Broadcasting Standards.
Well, no, that last one was a punch, but, you know. Not a great place to be tired.
It's kind of a ways in any direction. So here's a question. Because this is a specific route, are those boulders placed there by the Kanto government to designate this as a route?
The Kanto government likes to say that, but really they just got out here and were like, this is a very specifically made passage. The rocks are just forming a highway. Well, nothing we can do about that. That's totally our idea, guys. Well, guess I'll die now. Lapras is like the designated water riding Pokemon. Probably because it has surface area.
Right, I feel like it's the one that makes the most sense. It's like...
Yeah, like, how would you ride a Poliwag?
Yeah, Sea Kings are surprisingly big, if I remember right.
Yeah, they're big.
Tentacruels, I guess, also, but, like, that's... almost it. Maybe a Cloyster, but that wouldn't be comfortable.
Neither would the Tentacruel.
I imagine Tentacruel being mostly soft.
I mean, yeah, like, the tops of jellyfish are fine, but I don't know. I feel like if a thing has a dangerous bottom, I'm not super jazzed about touching the top either.
You mean on a psychological level it's not comfortable?
Yes. Alright, there's Goldeen with Supersonic. They have this now.
Oh no, somebody taught the fish to scream.
So, yeah, this is basically going to be all Goldeen fights from this point on, if it wasn't already. Yes, I do hate Goldeen now. Why do you ask? And Seeking, of course, but that goes without saying. Eat the fish. Eat the fish. Hooray! It's a critical eat.
CK!
CK!
I know Supersonic is supposed to be, like, just barely audible, but I just picture the Pokemon screaming at the top of its lungs.
That just makes Zubats more terrifying. Just enter a cave and
Zubat!
just scream at you. Best case scenario, it's the one song with the cowboy that I forget the name of.
It's what?
The one song with the cowboy going, ah.
Oh, right. I was confused because I was, in the back of my mind, I was thinking of Kaiket Sabat, who is, like, cowboy themed. He's not really a cowboy, but he's, like, cowboy adjacent. And I was like, oh my god, how did you have the same idea of referencing that one tokusatsu show from the 70s?
That is a deep cut that you would be more familiar with than I.
I have been Toku Trash for less than a month, but I am Toku Trash.
Oh, you're gonna make it sunnier? Well, fuck you. No, it's raining. What do you think about that?
This is just the plot to Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. Man, Water Sport is a really unfortunately named move, huh?
Alright, it's me, Goldeen. I'm just gonna start pissing everywhere.
I literally didn't realize that until this moment.
I mean, it's not that long to go, thankfully.
So, it bothers me that the battle sprite for the female swimmers have blonde hair. And the overworld
sprites have green hair.
Has green hair.
That is so weird.
Maybe they have, the battle sprites have green hair in Ruby and Sapphire?
I don't think so. Let's see. Gen 2 female swimmers had green hair. Let's see. Oh, they're the Sun and Moon swimmers. There were 3 Sun and Moon swimmers designs, and they were all hot. It's completely unfair.
Speaking of unfair, Closer just managed to protect itself twice.
Yeah, that's garbage. I hate you, Cloister. How dare you? Who do you think you are?
Shut up, Barry. It's only letting you closer.
I started playing Pokemon Go a while back, and that "Who do you think you are" is just what I yell at every Pokemon who doesn't get caught immediately.
Now it's time for Horsey's big brother.
It's Seadra. It's not even its final form, and I'm thankful it's not the final form. Kingdra is actually pretty vicious. Thankfully, Eevee Mame is very overleveled.
I just love how mean Seadra looks. What are you so mad about,
Or she's
Seadra?
just so cute. And then it's just BAM! Here's Seadra.
And then Kingdra is like... I don't even know what's going on there.
I am Seahorse royalty, and I will knife all of your family.
Like, the way I would describe Kingdra is if they took just enough features from, like, a Bishonen anime boy to be uncomfortable.
And just put it on a seahorse.
Yeah. Like Lumpy Space Prince from that one episode of Adventure Time.
Also, wow, looking up pictures of Kingdra, I also saw Apparently, Kingdra was the only dragon-type Pokemon introduced in Generation 2. Man.
Wow. So it was just Dragonite and the Seahorse, huh?
Yep.
How long did it take to get, like, an actually intimidating Western-style dragon? Or Eastern-style dragon, for that matter.
I forget what was introduced in Ruby Sapphire.
Salamence was in Gen 3, wasn't it?
But yeah, just they really wanted to make Dragon type super special back in the day. But that really doesn't work when you want to make a game where people have teams of 6 Pokemon. Like, you just get to the later trainers, and it's like, oh, they've got one Pokemon that's actually their type.
It's also weird to have, like, tiers to the types.
Yeah. Dragon type is just better than everything else. Except Dragon type just wrecks itself. God, that's such a weird decision. I mean, granted, like, sure, it's resistant to a lot of other types, but also, like, what? Here's the ultimate type. You fight it with itself. Oh, this person was just hanging out. Alright, here's the last trainer. And she's got a Seeking. Okay, so I guess I was right. There were 2 other types of trainers here, except they were both just the double team versions of swimmers. That was the one variance we saw. But thankfully, despite how long it might have felt, hasn't been that long. We are now at the Seafoam Islands, which means, I guess for the rest of the episode, until the next, we'll just be hanging out and floating by the swimmer. So, until next time, we'll just be hanging with our new best friend, Tiffany.